doing?
Yeah, we're gonna shoot another one. We decided we were sitting there talking, and we were talking about doing a video for 5D and I guess a few other things. But before I started, I wanted to talk to you about my twin, Sherry, and what it's like living with Sherry, and what it's like being with your twin. You know, we've been together now a couple of years, and I would tell you that we've become more and more transparent. And I think you guys have got to experience that as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we don't jump into each other's ego, but you can see how the egos move around, and we actually make it more fun and more interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of laughter. We always make sure we're very lighthearted, but there's a part of my twin that is probably the greatest spiritual teacher I have. She doesn't sugarcoat most things, and she goes right into the heart and starts pulling back the layers. So, you know, for most people who watch, and, you know, I may do a lot of the talking sometimes, but it's because of my connection to her and her ability to really help me understand my own self, my own masculine energy, my own feminine energy, and being able to live with it day to day. I'm probably not the easiest person in the world to live with because I'm always in peace. And it takes a lot to bring me out of my non-peace, but when I'm out of it, it does take me a period of time to get back in it. And she does it with grace. She does it with a lot of love. She does it with her heart. She's an amazing woman. Amazing, truly amazing. And, you know, if it weren't for her, I don't think we would be able to bring what we can bring to everything that we've been doing. And I just wanted to tell her I love her. I love you, Sherry. All right, on that note, we wanted to kind of come outside and actually show you a different background.
Yeah.
This is the mountain, as it were, and we'll make sure we pan something here at the end so you can actually see where we actually are. But it's absolutely amazing, very serene, very peaceful, and I can understand why you live here.
Yeah.
It makes a whole lot of sense if you want to get away.
Yeah.
I know you guys are going to be talking about doing something like that later on.
Right.
Which will be coming at some point. But we really have united, and you saw that probably in the last video we did together. This will probably be released a little bit later, but we wanted to make sure that this was out there. I think you guys wanted to talk about some things, so who wants to start?
Well, Troy, I know we were talking about the going to 3D to 5D.
Yeah.
And kind of staying there.
Staying there, the different aspects of from 3D to 5D. It's very obvious, through YouTube and channels and stuff like that, that people can talk, use the verbal communication from the difference between 3D and 5D. For me, I don't mind talking, but I've been dancing professionally for over 20 years, so my way of staying in that moment or being in the present is through movement through my body.
Yeah.
Dance to me is my expression. Like I feel stronger that I can tell somebody how I feel through my movement, and for them to see it visually, than audibly. And I think that goes back to what we were talking about in the other video of that conditioning of not being able to express yourself in the auto point of view. Yeah. Where for me, I do it in the kinesthetic point of view, using my body and body language and body kinesthetics. As Lee and I were talking earlier today, of using, helping my mind to be at peace with my body, so I can use my 5D body to allow my 5D mind to be at one. That's my journey that I'm working with to allow these two to flow. I've always noticed when I'm in my body and I'm in movement, everything seems to be at peace. But as soon as I stop, one thing we're talking about, if I'm doing a show and I come out of that, first thing that gets attached is my ego. I start thinking about how well I did, or if we made good money, or if we're going to get good press, and all that stuff. And those type of things weren't even present in my mind when on stage, and I'm just in my movement. So I think for me, my biggest journey has been allowing my 5D within my body, which is my expression, which I feel more comfortable with, to be okay with my 3D up here, and them to be one in 5D. If that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, to me, you're talking about being in the world but not of it.
Yes.
And you make that transition. And for me personally, I like, and I don't think I'm really a lot different when it comes to that than a lot of other people. Just music in general,
Yes.
you know, and one of the ways that I can really connect more readily with my 5D, you know, because we're all in the learning process, you know, and I know that I'll never stop learning. We will never stop learning.
No.
But one of the ways where I kind of get more into my 5D and get out of the 3D world is just simply through music, and you can pretty much tell what I'm listening to, where I'm going, or where I'm coming from, actually. And I can just totally, like you with your dance, I just get lost in the music, and I leave this world behind, you know, and it's a big learning process for me even at this point. But one of the things that I have found out is that the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And it just doesn't come right away for a lot of people. I don't think it comes just boom like that.
No.
But it is a conditioning thing, and you have to, you know, just like everything else, you know, you have to train yourself to get there. But the more you do it, the quicker you can get there. And I would love one day, which I'm not there yet, but to be in peace more than what I am today. And that to me is every day when I wake up, I just want to be a little bit better than I was the day before.
Right.
You know, and just kind of get there.
Man. Understood. The conditioning to make it unconditional.
Yeah,
You have to retrace your steps.
yeah,
You know, and sometimes that'll take you out of your peace when you got to go back to come forward. For me, my peace comes from being, and I've learned to be able to do that even with, you know, if you guys have noticed, there are times where you could just look at me and go, okay, where's he at?
yeah,
And I'm in my peace.
yeah,
What I've done is I've elected to just let it be the vibrational energy. I like to feel the vibrational energy of the room, whether there's a ton of people there or if it's just me and Mike. That's when I can actually really feel my essence and celebrate it. You know, celebrate that I'm able to experience aliveness. You know, sitting with all of you guys and even when, you know, I go and I got to go into my mode, I told you sometimes music does it for me. Sometimes dance does it for me. Sometimes just the state of being does it for me. And I've elected to make that my core piece because that's something I always have. Like right now, as we stand here, I can feel my own heart radiating. I can feel it beating back and forth. And I stay there because that's what I have. That to me is true wealth. It can't be measured. It can't be, it's not something that I have realized that I have not been focused on a majority of my life, that now I make it a focus. Because it's been given to me this whole time, and I just didn't pay any attention to it. I was just animated,
yeah,
doing everything that I was doing. I was living actively through the mind, and never really living actively through the heart,
yeah,
which was sustaining and making sure that I got to experience this. I think when we do that, you know, for me, I'm always, I do have my moments of looking out and seeing 3D, but I notice that if I just stay in that 5D, energy just keeps extracting. You feel very peaceful. You know, when in Sherry and I's home, when people come, they come in and they're like, they're so relaxed here
yeah,
because the energy radiates. And, you know, we make it, you know, there's candles lit, there's, you know, she's smudged, you're done whatever, and it's just, but you're walking into it. And, you know, if the human condition doesn't allow you to be in peace, you'll be walking into non-peace.
Yeah.
right, right,
So, you know, when you, even if, you know, we know that, okay, we got to get this done and that done, and we start to, if we start going down the path of stress, we normally can decide, one of us will say, hey, don't do that. Let's stay here. Let's just go and just flow. The flowing part is the most magnificent part, I think, for both of us. Because when you come into union, the thing that you're not expecting is you're trying to make it into, you know, what we talked about, a relationship.
Yeah.
yeah,
Where, you know, you got to be the man, I got to, you know, and they got to be the woman, and you got to be emotionless, they got to be emotion, and you got to be in control, where you just want the space to be. You just want the space to experience it the way you're supposed to, with no rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the human condition, there's just too many rules.
Oh my. Yeah. A ton.
And, you know, one of the most beautiful things about connection is you gotta realize that you're trying to create relationship rules.
And you can't.
What's the point? Yeah, exactly.
Because those rules will get blown out of the water as soon as you do.
Yeah. And, you know, when you come into this connection, well, why don't they want to, you know, marry me? Why don't they want to be with me? Why don't they want to, you know, pursue or move in together? It's all the constant pushing in the mind is non-peace.
There's a famous quote from that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Stop
doing that.
Stop doing that.
Stop
My
doing
bad.
that. Yes. Stop
Swing and
doing
a miss.
that. Just a bit outside.
Sherry, that one was for you.
We love you. But that I would tell you is all in itself. When you get into this, you just got to stay in the moment. I mean, we're here looking at all of this. And when we stay in, I mean, you said you come out and sit and just look.
And just sit.
And just sit.
And like you were saying, be, and that's another 5D.
Nature.
Yes.
Nature.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because everything is as it should be in nature.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You
There's no mistakes in nature.
No, there's no judgments. There's no self-critiquing. There's no beating yourself up. It is.
Right.
And I can connect with that so easily. And I know San, you know, God bless her heart, I love her too, because she would come out, and a lot of times I wouldn't even notice she was there. You know, not because the connection wasn't there, but I, like you, and I've seen you do it while you've been here. I've seen you do it through dance. I mean, in your ways, I've seen you both just leave the room sitting right there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a great way to do it for me.
Now, I was going to bring that up, and I'm glad this is a good bridgeway to that, is, you know, when you see those moments, how does it mirror to you? You know what I mean? Like, when you see Lee, you know, chilling, having his moment, dance, or, like, even with you, if you know, times that you've been in your moment, I've watched and like, wow.
Yeah.
You see the piece, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just how that all mirrors. How has that impacted you guys, especially, you know, having the male energy and see two different examples from, you know, each one of us.
Yeah.
How's that impacted you guys?
To me, it's a microcosm of what we're here to do.
Yeah.
Because what it does for me personally is it radiates to me. When I see you doing your thing, even though I have no concept of how to dance or anything like that, I see you go into your 5D when you go there, because you go away.
Yep.
And I feel that peace, though, with it. I don't feel the 3D aspect of whatever it is that you're thinking about or going through, but I feel that peace. I get that. And I think that the domino effect takes over a lot of times. It has this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen both of you, and I've felt it from both of you. And I feel it, and then I'll look at Sherry or Michelle or San, even the cat,
Yeah.
you know, and you just see it, boom, 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 and it just starts radiating out. And that's what we're here to do, and we see a good mini example of it every day, many times during the day.
And I think for me, I get to watch your heart's essence when you dance. I'm paying attention to your heart rate to see how much love you're truly experiencing in that moment. And that's kind of what I was getting to with what you give to yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you're done dancing or when you're done snapped out of it, you know, this whole process takes over you. And then it's like, okay, we gotta, you know, get under control, whereas there should be none.
Yeah.
That's where you take yourself out of your piece. Because when you're moving like that and flowing like that, it's beautiful. Right? I mean, there was one man who was here who was infected with that, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He literally just, you know, all the time, you just automatically be and just go into that place because it felt good. He felt free.
Yes, I understand that.
Yeah. and then with watching Alan do it, Alan has a very you could tell that he's radiating the energy of love throughout the energy in the room. And especially when he gets more in touch with his emotion, you could see his peace placing him in the healing.
I
see
eat
what
during
I
the
mean?
ceremony.
the ceremony,
Yes.
but even
Yeah.
other times where he's just sitting in the chair. If he's,
Yes.
if he's been, he was just doing something and comes and sits down for a moment, you can see that he just gets into that place, and then he just feels right in place. You can see that he's still staying in healing. He's not, going, oh, I'm healed from that. I don't have that. He just stays there. And you can tell that that's something that he's still just automatically, just even being here, is helping him really, truly
Yeah.
put himself there and express from his emotions because of it.
Yes. Also, here within his
Give me that.
Yeah.
It was nice.
within his radio voice,
Yes.
the presence, the sound.
Yeah.
As you being in radio and me dealing with music with dance,
Right.
the sound, the frequency of his voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very tranquil.
Yep.
Even though that it's deep, it's very tranquil. It's one of those you're just like, it just kind of grabs you.
Kick you right in your piece.
Yeah, it's just like, boom, there you
Stay
go.
right there.
Stay right there. You're like,
You're right.
I'm gonna go get something to drink.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that the vocal reflection that you get off of him when he speaks, and I guarantee people, who listen to him on the radio, probably get that same energy from him.
Yeah.
As is being in his presence too,
Right.
as well.
I agree. So, this was our steps into telling you how to stay in your 5D. For masculine energy, I would say that, and you guys can probably chime in here, just stay in your peace. It's not about a thought process. It's not about the place you need to try to create with your mind. It's just,
It's the opposite.
it's exactly the opposite.
Yeah.
Just accepting what is.
Yeah.
No resistance, and just allow what is. If you are trying to be with the one you love the most and you're finding that it's very difficult, see if what the difficulty is are you giving that love to you first? Without that, it's gonna be resistant,
Yeah.
and it's gonna make you stay in non-acceptance.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. Totally.
So,
Yeah.
we love you guys.
Love you.
Yeah.
With that being
Absolutely.
said, I'm going to my piece. It might look crazy, but it's my piece.
I don't know how to dance, but okay.
Yeah.
Peanut
Just
butter
run with it.
jelly,
Just run with it.
peanut
Just
butter
run with it.
jelly.
Yes. Inside joke. Peace, guys.